Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Street is Watching. This is my editorial from me, DJ Slim. This editorial is proudly brought to you by my Bet.Africa. My Bet.Africa and your closest partner. You're truly original and you're truly Ghanaian. No kululu biya, you won't be able to real. And one time we channel D and just usikano the tum amount. My Bet.Africa creative account says here near welcome bonus no because of Euros 2024 ninti. My Bet radio so ho ye free bet and yes free odds as how inti download do app no and as call radio.mybet.africa nafi and also so log in on now tie nyompa and sports content 247. Of course, open so send this free amount on and so Ghana and so it has to be Jupay download the app no Jupay JUPAY. Now we use promo code DJ Slim no boom DJ Slim now on your $10 discount on all your transactions. Now in the news, baby, I'm a Ghana Premier League. Normally I don't do sports on this channel, but then whether or not I qualify for it, me 2 cents and my opinion on Ghana Premier League, you know, me tanya basisi na me dia bro.
You don't know these streets like we do.
Welcome back. Now, I mean, growing up, I'm talking about the 90s, you know, now a very common says Sunday, and I say even midweek, we tune into a radio station Sunday, especially from 12. Now radio stations, you know, run it nice commentary, a free stadium. We were Sunyane Park, so we were Kumasi Sports Stadium, we were Accra Sports Stadium. Just say commentary, the radio station be a bia ubechima tu biano near run a commentary. And yeah, izo as a kaza or kaisa time no na time commentary Sundays dear. Na a commentary time after 12 the commentary time, and there were sponsors willing to sponsor some Ghana Premier League a commentary time now both on radio and even the main game on the pitch. Now fast forward, we are in 2024 and you realize that sponsorship for our league is virtually at the barest minimum level and interest in the league is at the barest minimum level. The entire Adrusano last weekend in Yehuni. Last weekend, they in the final games of the Ghana Premier League, we realized, I mean, Samatex were in the clear lead before even Yebabebo final games, and so they knew that they had won. But then let's look at some of the teams that were in question. And now over the weekend, a man for welcome from Saturn Yabisi and a video. A house of folk because Ghana's one big football club in Ghana, Accra House of Folk. Pennyphony be power legends in be I don't know, but this year, and I said this league season, no, now standed a chance of going into relegation. Now, in the last game, our boy, on a Bechim United, a boy, you know, question marks kakra abahon as to how goals no kra ebaye. Now, amanfo bebre on social media, just say ya, amanfo akom wo ho a besine. Reason why some people decide, say, they are not even going to waste time watching the Ghana Premier League. They might as well use that time to watch the EPL or the La Liga, the Bundesliga, which is far more competitive and far more exciting. Among for a choose leagues we over our own. Among for baby, support your own, support your own, support your own. Now, I want us to watch the game between Bechim United and Accra House of Oak. Especially the first goal Accra House of Oak esheye, and then the third goal omosheye, which appears to be players na sheda say omotwe omobo na nhye. O de mehwe na afi yemra na yembeto aso.
To win the Premier League and they are not going to relegation. Interestingly, his lieutenant centre-back finds himself in the out-of-work area. It's lovely play from the Bechim United, but Baby steps up. Here is Owusu, brilliant play. Owusu, it's a wonderful goal. Corner taken at Besima, and the Phobians are backing it. They found the equalizer. That's the delivery that came in at Besima. Got the head on it. Table. Good pass to pick out Etioti. Kakari checks to Salifu Ibrahim. He wants support. He finds Befi. Can Befi score? Saved by. Now Befi scores. It's 3-2. The Phobians have taken the lead. The Phobians in the lead. They never say die until the balls are rotten. Bayfi fluffs the first opportunity, but it's second time lucky.
So welcome back. Now, since I mean sports head, I mean heavy into sports. Me ball ni bi pa, me bi pepe ushi ami kasi analysis a bit my, but I'm not that type that will engage you in a conversation around that. So I called on some of my best friends who are into the sports business and I asked them their take over what they saw over the weekend. First of all, Mene Achu, our Joy, 99.7. We had a conversation. I asked him to, tell me how he saw the weekend's game, the final games, and his impression, general impression on the Ghana Premier League. And this is what he said.
I think in the final week of the season, all of the problems of the league were highlighted. The problems of relaxed enforcement of regulations that go to affect the integrity of the league. So, for example, a club that was broke, like RTU, that should not have been licensed to participate in the league because it could no longer play. It could no longer pay its players who went on strike on the 6th of March because they had not been paid for about 6 months. It could no longer pay its head coach, Abdul Momin, who had not been paid for more than a year, who eventually they sacked him. Such a club was allowed to compete in the league until it got to a point where its players refused to play. And so on Wednesday against RTU, they had to use unregistered players from a lower tier side called Galaxies FC, essentially impersonating their own players. And that happened. The result of that also was that over the weekend, they could not raise a team to play the Olympics match. And so Accra Great Olympics had to be awarded 3 points and 3 goals because RT had forfeited the match. And it makes you wonder how often this has happened without anyone checking them. So the lack of enforcement of the club licensing regulations are a problem. The integrity issues do not only reside or are not only seen in that instance, but also if you look at the commentary surrounding the final games of the season on Sunday, it seemed like Accra had to look. If you look at the 2 goals that they scored, 2 of the 3 goals they scored, the first and the third goals, there were clear instances of Bechem United players ducking out of the way when they could have blocked those shots or defended those situations and essentially allowed Hatzilok to score. You also can look at the Pando Hearts of Lions versus Brecum Chelsea game, the funny offside calls from the referee when his assistants had not even flagged up, the penalty itself that was converted by Ebenezer Aban for 2-2 against Brecum Chelsea. Those were not things you could describe as mistakes, but there appeared to be something funny going on, and only referee Joseph Kofi knows exactly why he made those calls. And all of those are videos on social media, and people see these things, and when they see it, they question whether or not these games were played in a competitive spirit. And once those questions continue to linger, it is difficult to convince anyone to dedicate their time and resources to such a product. It is difficult for you to go out there and ask anyone to come and sponsor the league because they see the very things everyone sees. And if you cannot vouch for the integrity, or if there are questions about the integrity of your products, it makes it difficult for anyone to decide that they are going to put money into it. It makes it difficult for a radio manager, for example, to say that they are going to, despite the overwhelming support and interest in the foreign leagues, they are going to allocate time and resources and provide accommodation for journalists to travel, buy air tickets for them to travel to Kumasi and beyond, or Tamale, or wherever the matches are going on, to go and cover these league matches. So if there's any problem that the league suffers, it has to be a matter of integrity.
Achuna abono tofa amaya. Or say enforcement of the rules and regulations of the game has been at its barest minimum. In fact, there are in some cases a big ho. To the extent, say, there is a club in Ghana, RTU, or club or Ghana, how, TNE. Rules and regulations, nature say, it was say, unya a certain amount of money. I mean, you can't be financially broke to participate in the Ghana Premier League. It's impossible. It was always be or would they show team, no, the boat team, no buy. I.e., paying of your coaches, the staff and also the players. Inti, I tell you starting league na no ni kapre. Any ahwe na amanabo league no. 6th of March, the players in that decided so omo strike. Omo nya adwuma bi omo de omo choose agu. In fact, omo boot. And for so team the man forfeit 1 game, 2. Na other game another game and also omo bon. Omo kofa players free. Division 1 team bio na omo be field omo impersonate omo players. On tiasia ma me breaking it down chow. You find say be a Liverpool. Nyame vasa amba na Nyankopon so onye lefty no this problem number sorry. Nyankopon on vasa amba mo ntwa na sa wo. Say Liverpool bebo league. When 20 players ka. Players na ko strike. And a Liverpool ako division 1 ako for players who for be aba no de o ma be ginem no ahihye o mu jersey ti say Salah ne Arnold money ara no mu gina ho. Hey. Wow. Impersonation. Charlie. Across what Ghana Premier League in 2024. 2024. Asemna make last 2 years, last 3 years. Me say 2024. See, club licensing regulation, regulatory book, so many rules and regulations. But as to how to enforce them, said the clubs will live in that border or live under those lines. And no problem can see. Credibility of the league. League in the credibility at say. League a friend say a club owner. It me equal trabe to say you be sure on one team. How? And when you talk about it, there are people that will come and say, I support your own. How do you support this? How do you support this? Sure. Sadie we ya share mana akoswa for a very long time until they say game no enya attractive beam Ghana Premier League na enya attractive beam enti sponsors nim Edin say enemrem ebebo 12 Sunday say obeti say radio station bi kura ye na adwen say or pick it or the presenters call grounds am makoye live commentary free ho that be because ade no ye kura obi antie sa commentary no ye obi antie. TV stations are not bothered about showing it. Me, say, a friend say, start times are, just our contract. No, I mean, the who to just our contract. No more, yes, I man. Because truth be told, nobody really gives a fuck about the Ghana Premier League as it stands now. And to top it all, last day, just the last set of games, I have crowning BBA of see the things that are happening. To commit funds into sponsoring shows BTC, because of radio, so I get Ghana Premier League show on radio. Radio stations are not doing that. TV stations are not doing that. Nobody is interested. To the best of my knowledge, I sure say GTV Sports Plus Ghana Premier League. But anyway, I also contacted a couple of our friends. I'm into the sports field. Me kasa madam for Kwame Dela the Fishbone ono owo wuntumi ewo Kumasi. Me busa say Jack me nua has for game ne Great Olympics game course weekend dia social media at say a man for so much say we fix we say no say and as wadwen e kire wo say e wo ho Kwame Dela enso de ne de aba Kwame fameko
ye nyina enim say weekend na Ghana Premier League etimi ebewe and ebewe no after March the 34 Samates etimi ni Ghana Premier League but I'll check weekend ya matches ana nipa dodo na ni di eche no Omo ne beko relegation, and that relegation threatened teams na Accra has folk omo no yenim some Continental Club Masters. Then again Accra Great Olympics and Karela omo no yenim say omo battle for relegation by na any kese pa no ewo Bechim na Fosuji Abo Stadium between Bechim United and Accra has folk, because na has folk ekolusu sa game we has relegation tina enini nyina ho because of Hasselhoff level omo pedigree any omo class Ghana football tina enini nyina ho ba no kure wom ne say before the game, during the game, after the game. Ya tin same bebree about this game. Before the game never be shasi ni mpokra no yet tin same bebree and a game ni mpokra no first match and same bebree na buy Emma Bechim supporters ni mpokra no from Monday ekosi Sunday no omo threaten omo players ne say omo ntimi enwi ni game we amfa amoma sebi o manu sisim na so omo betimi abo omo players ni dua omo bo match ni wie no omo lusu mpokra na on betimable players, in same bebree na call so before the game. Even time I game never be share in Pokrana said that week in Pokrano, you who say Bechim United supporters or omo training grounds are na be see that. Inti no be him say match na attention wom. Game no so ba be drew on you who same bebree call so you who coach ne selection in same bebree by. What ni nyina ba to nchen. Me as a pundit, me are very sad for Ghana football. And the reason why I'm here sad I say, I am in one and a yare who say, House of folk aqua should be chim. Bobia hand him say, baby womb, evidence be anyhow. Bobia how follow Ghana football be him say, House aqua should be chim 3-2 and quadie, baby womb. So, who you be how Ghana football? I was so worried, I was so sad because say House of folk echo should be chima in your news. House of folk also saying Bechim United. House of folk our level saying Bechim United. Inti at the current time when nipa do na beka se game we a first game. Sorry to say, obi enu ho evidence but nipa do na beka se game we no na bibi wo mu ne say. House of folk kwa we a onya ade ana Bechim United bo ho mo ya ade. Inti na edne. You talk of the current form. Now we check Bechim United performance e was so say House of folk. Inti na ekunum be den e de ama House of folk say in case, say, based on the Ekokwa Bonte, and say, born on a fair ground, sir, by to me, a football. And yet, the first time I have to Fuka win will be chimney. You won't have to Fuka Wako Bechim, Wako winning games in be. What's all to your massy? Those say evidence be any horse idea by what's all to your massy. And before the game, yet in send be a free a 2 teams in a camp, and then send be a course. So, a can't be a Ghana football, baby, and a can. A yana a Hussein. Because yen name say Ghana football no and one year the GG any. The same league that ye complain see any sponsorship. The same league near complain say nipa do one name follow Ghana Premier League. Nkofo follow foreign football. Inti nipa na opese o follow Ghana Premier League. Sponsors na opese omba on board no. So mu hu sa de we a ebisi do ma invest. Because every institution biano be invest biano or a private motive. Obi apemfa so. Obi apese o invest o baby a ne ho betono na so betono enti se oye Ghana Premier League Ghana Football Association ade amoton ne Ghana Premier League mo brand ne Ghana Premier League mo product Ghana Premier League ene na moton na yehu sa ade we e wo league ni ma why na de ne sika baba bi hye enti to be honest with you me the course so the last day of Ghana Premier League so we check here ya ebisi day na before the game Karela Eko away to Mediama. Na yama Karela Os betting companies ema Karela Os 1.12. Na Mediama na obu huma yinim so ya ade sen Karela every aspect of the game. No do say football dey bibia timi si dey by sa wotena se na wo ye obi a odwen kwa akiri na make you pese u follow Ghana football to Ghana football se a Mediama na obu hum ne yama ne 5 point something Os. Hasufuku kwa we ni ama hasufuku 1.10 os na Bechim no ya ade sen has no ne os no e wo soro inti right from the spot na bibia che say the last game of Ghana Premier League na nyoma say in the BCC very sad because se wo check here Santos e wo Brazil obi enim Santos ewiase na ye bo wo pele a obi enim wo pele din Santos e wo Brazil no nko relegation da ba wan toto nyoma ye wo relegation after say Samuel Bodu e dey Accra Hasselhoff every league every season bia no Hasselhoff Nkuyi. After some more word do G League, the following season about 6. The Sato somba 12 on the league log, and this season already SC. And for the past 2 seasons, has to folk every season be an relegation air threatening. Has to folk any bigger than relegation. By Ghana Haneshi, trim say, oh, and it's a say. By me, sure say, Ubi beautiful football to Ghana football Sibiano. Say, oh, convincing, say, on fan a kumen in the Ghana football chair, on fan DBM because of the ACC, because a reho, ye need any league, I be promoted, ye need any league, I be support to than Ghana Premier League. By Bible season, a real and way in the SEC. Look at the answer, RTU Kokoye. And yefe. A second league, a product may say Sisubi. Every football association, say Ghana Football Association, the main product I was almost selling was a quite and a Ghana Premier League.
So yeah, the problem with the Ghana Premier League is that over the last 4 years, I say season by na clubs points among themselves. Again, it's difficult to put hard evidence to it, but clearly on the face of it, you see it by some of the goals the teams concede, some of the shocking results back through, and all of that. It is that. And you see, people are not stupid, especially in this day and age of social media and this day and age of the games being on TV. Among phone Jimmy Yasabe, everybody thinks and reasons for themselves. And when these things begin to repeat itself, following the Ghana Premier League becomes a waste of time. What do I say? I say, you see, and the problem we have, I say, few people be na amatu mejuma anomo ye ne send your mope anomo say ye ne ye wo abonten no ye fa ye energy any emre embeta echi. It doesn't make any god-giving sense. So what they make an answer. So what it is the clubs are playing games. It looks like the clubs are playing games to favor each other. And it's become a mafia cartel now in the league, If a club even stands up against FN, the club now careful, they can play the club into relegation. So the league has no integrity or whatsoever. Because Andrea say, and I could predict everything that will happen. It's me way before it happened. Because as a football union, they'll come back and win. Karela Beshe me Diema. And I said, say, Hearts of Lions will draw. Now, Mitifie, and I make cancer same way. Right? Without even hearing anything, ABOB will fix the game. Because that's the nature of the league. But these are the reasons why Asanya Manisi. You see, almost football clubs no. So the conflict of interest, whether we like it or not, it's maybe a FA president, maybe a FA ESCO member. Why would I want my team to be relegated? There may be a team relegation behind me, and that is what they are doing. What I say, and the crewman say the ferry area maybe. What to be share team be say Karela, big man be there and can't send a team relegation. So you will play for that to happen because so you get a fever from them sometime later. So that these are the things that am I a league na ayebasa. And when people ask say I don't know if a man for pay foreign leagues over the local leagues. Look, one of the simple reasons here, football as it is, a global. Obia pe football. So we share first na man for send share man for Ghana Premier League now. It was about the only option na man for no munya Premier League in share, no munya other leagues in share. In 2% share board there na Ghana Premier League. As we speak, that didn't say. Watching the Ghana Premier League is even more expensive than watching the foreign leagues. Because I saw me TV, I DSTV for 1 month. But my league be a big. Meanwhile, if I have to be going to the stadium every weekend, I'm not spending less than 100 cedis from fuel, the BBR, all to go and watch a game, quality in what form. Stadium is attractive, purchasing good, place no money more any strong. What I say? So why would I waste my time to go and watch that league when I can be in my home and watch a better league? Say in football, the football in 11 players. It's why would I waste my time to watch an inferior league when I can watch a better league? That is the first question I'll say. If you want to be some until Ghana have take a position say, league no, they will have no hand in major decision making at the FA no league in the Enkoso. The moment the greedy nature of man, or no FA no, Or no answer the running league, no. Or no answer the clubs near Diano. Then we are not heading anywhere. So, Charlie, league near Bonnie, a cadis, a cad diagro. But the air cosono. Any a better agro, it will cause us problems over and over again. The integrity of the league will be rotten, the quality of play will get worse, and Ghanaians, we are losing the next generation of football fans to foreign leagues because of these mess at Ekosu.
Welcome back. So you realize that Proyana Ankasana Adiano a free soro na babisi form. Sika ni league nim. Sikankasa ni league nim. Na me kai say before World Cup no, so many sports presenters went on a rant to talk about the fact say adena say sikadudu say ena eye FIFA tua ema players are omobo any clubs are omo free mu but the other name for local players ni bi mem say the be ya clubs ni betima generate skananka ye league na tima konanim. Me assure say we a sports header okay is our conversation we. Ankusiaga. Me busa o say Sunday drew na Ghana Premier League match wo ho 1. EPL match wo ho 1. Mami hu di owehe. You frame me DJ Slim. Keep it real. Because street is always what? Watching.
You don't know these streets like we do.
We show. Then you play was 3 times. And we show.